Hey guys, Brad coming at you here. After another Dolphins victory over the Jets. Swept the Jets this year, which makes me happy. With our backup quarterback throwing 4 touchdowns. It didn't start off well because the whole first quarter, the Jets dominated us, quite truthfully. Did what they wanted, moved up and down the field, but the 2 turnovers just cost them. So they were only up 7-0 when they should have been up 13-0, 17-0. And then it was all Dolphins after that. But they do what bad teams do, get punts blocked, turnovers. That's what bad teams do. And for some reason, they kept wanting to blitz Matt Moore. And every time they did, bam, bam, bam. I was like, why? I was like, this guy hasn't played in 5 years. Make him beat you with multiple throw after throw after throw. Instead, it was like, you can't cover our wide receivers one-on-one, and yet they left them one-on-one. When you blitz 6, 7 guys at the quarterback, they're by themselves, and they can't cover them. So it made no sense, the game plan the Jets had on defense. It didn't make any sense. Because they stuffed the run. We couldn't. That's kind of scary. We got to get that fixed. But yeah, every time they blitzed Matt Moore, it was just like, oh, here you go. You can't cover our receivers. It was so stupid, the game plan. I don't know why they felt the need to blitz him for. Make him prove he can complete 8, 9 passes in a row and go down there and score. I didn't get the game plan of the Jets. But yeah, once we got down, the block punt for a touchdown made it 20-10. You know, we just dominated after that. But another team that gets some props. Here you go, Denny. I made a joke to Denny. I'll start talking about your team when you actually win a division game. But hey, they beat the Broncos last week, and then the Titans go to Arrowhead, drop down 14-0, which, raise your hand if everyone thought that game was over. Okay, I mean, we all thought it was over. But they hang in there. They shut them down on a 4th and goal inside the 10, get another interception down there to keep it close, and then in the fourth quarter, they owned it. Suck up, the greatest name ever, bams the 53-yarder after Andy Reid calls a timeout after he missed the first one. And the Titans get a big victory. So it looks like it's going to come down to maybe that last week between Texans and Titans, I think. So, yeah, what else? Speaking of that game, why the Titans went for 2 with 3 minutes and 12 seconds left is beyond me. It was 17-16. You kick the extra point to go tied because there's 3+ minutes left. It isn't like if you make the 2, there's 30 seconds left and you win. So I didn't get that, why you would go for 2. Luckily they got the ball back, and there was still plenty of time, so that made no sense to me. The Eagles, they also went for 2. Could have beat Baltimore, but they did the right thing. They went for 2 at the end of the game. They are not the better team. You try to end it in regulation. That was the right move. And it was at the end of the game. Now, a team that should have went for 2, the Chicago Bears. What are you thinking? All right, they hang in there. They get a 10-7 lead over the Pack, actually. And then the third quarter comes, and it's turnover, turnover, turnover. Matt Barkley lost himself for a quarter. He's actually played pretty well since he's came in. So they drop down 27-10, then come all the way back 27-24, get inside the 5-yard line. They get a holding call. Then they get a run to make up for the holding call. And then they can't do anything with it. But now it's 4th down and goal at the 4-yard line. With minute plus left, right? You've got Aaron Rodgers on the other side. And they are going to get a field goal opportunity. If you kick a field goal, they're going to get a field goal opportunity. I would bet $1,000 on it. John Fox kicks the field goal to lose, basically. You lose once you tie that game 27-27. They're getting a field goal. it was the worst call ever. I'm like, what did you think was going to happen? I would have bet $1,000 that the Packers would have got a field goal opportunity. And sure enough, big pass to Jordy because the safety, apparently you don't cover the deepest guy. That, apparently. So, just insane. So, I don't know why the Bears didn't go for it on 4th down to try to win the game. That just made no sense to me. But, that's enough of that. Getting into why I'm making this video. Last week, I think it was last Monday or Tuesday, I did a couple prison breaks. Because I haven't joined any group breaks, actually, for a couple weeks. And I was bored, and I was like, I actually like Prism. You know, you won't get it fisted to you. You're at least going to get something, usually. So I was like, alright, you know, I'll go on it. He's having a slow time filling the breaks. Oslander79, Oslander's breaks. Football guy. Nice guy. More of a small time room, which I kind of like. So, over the 2 nights I had the Giants, Packers, and Broncos. Did 3 teams. So, for the Giants, it's pretty crappy. All I got was a Sterling Shepard auto, which that's nice. He's good. But that's really all I got, really. No good color or anything. So, that one I was like, at least I got a Shepard auto. That's nice, but I was like, And then I was like, I've never had the Broncos this year. We'll try the Broncos. I was actually hoping, not really for the rookies. I was really hoping for like the Manning tribute cards and those kind of things because those blast. But it didn't hit one of those, but did pretty well. Hit the Paxton Lynch base prism. It is funny, the better players, there was only 2 of these in the whole case. And you get a guy like Trevor Davis who has like 10. So they definitely short print the good guys. And then this is a good looking set. The Rookie Introductions insert set. That's actually really nice. Prism Paxton Lynch. And then the orange to $2.99 Paxton Lynch. And then I had an Emmanuel Sanders purple scope to $99. And Devontae Booker, who, if C.J. Anderson is not the team MVP, I don't know who is. Yeah, you say he didn't even play. I know. It just shows you. C.J. Anderson, I think, was better than people thought. And then the nicest card of the break for the Broncos, number to 149, the Blue Wave autograph, Paxton Lynch. Still too early to tell on this guy because he's not ready to play. Which is why Simeon's still starting. He's not ready to play yet. So we're not really sure about him. But nice Paxton Lynch there, and I think he got it all on the sticker. Which is actually, a lot of his autos don't. So I think that is all on sticker. Paxton Lynch. Bam! Alright. Now the real reason for making this video is, I told you about another team, and that's the Packers. And you know, really ever since 2014, the Packers have done me pretty well when it comes to group breaks. I'm not going to lie. They've done me pretty well here the last 2.5 years. So, obviously, I bought the Packers in Prism. They really don't have a great checklist. You aren't going to get a bunch of hits. It's just, I know the numbered cards, Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, even like the guys like Jordy Nelson, you know, Charles Woodson tribute cards, you know, all those kind of guys, they all sell. And I also know I have a bunch of Packer collectors on here, which, you know, one way or the other, maybe I'll give it to them, whatever. So that's why a lot of times I was like, oh, Packers, at the price point, it's worth the gamble is the way I look at it. So I hit a Brett Favre Prism, just base rookie or base refractor. The Decade of Dominance. And Big Fish, these are probably all going to you, these Brett Favres. I'll set them aside for you, sir. Orange, the $2.99. Brett Favre Explosion. Blue Wave, the $149. got a rainbow going here, folks. And then honestly, like my favorites, these are my favorites. This and the gold vinyl. I would say it's this, the gold vinyl, and probably the purple are the three coolest looking. Obviously, black is the best because it's 101, but in terms of look, the gold vinyl, red crystal, purple scope are probably my favorites. And here's the red crystal to 75. Last year was the green crystals. So both look beautiful. Brett Favre, 75. It's actually a pretty good card. And then I hit a Jordy Nelson crystal to 75. Very nice. Big catch at the end of the game. And then big Kenny Clark, green to 49. These aren't my favorite, but still not bad. These cards are pretty. And then I didn't even realize I hit this one in the break. I apparently just didn't see it. But 19 of 25. What up, Mr. Phillips? Camo refractor of Clay Matthews. 19 of 25. Camo. I prefer the tie-dyes. I wish they would have brought the tie-dye back instead of this blue camo. But that's just me. But still nice nonetheless. Number 25, Clay Matthews. I know you said I don't think you were doing the rainbow, so that's why I didn't hit you up on that. And then the lone autograph. This guy had like one or two decent games, but he's more of a wait-and-see guy. Trevor Davis autograph. Just base autograph. So that right there, you know, that's a nice little stack. Get some Brett Favre refractors, Clay Matthews 25. I was like, okay. Well, and then they got this guy. And I texted a couple of you my little mail day when I opened it up here. But for the rest of you, it's going to be a surprise. Well, let's see. Look at that. That's a 101. So we know 101s and prisms are blacks. So who do you think it's of? Any guesses? Eddie Lacy? Richard Rodgers? How about Aaron Rodgers? Illumination Black Finite. 101 Aaron Rodgers, the Illumination Finite. I'm pretty sure the base is still out there. The regular base black. Because I know the patented penmanship 101's been hit, but I think the base is still out there. That's the big one, of course. But Illumination 101, good old Aaron Rodgers. So, yeah, that made me cream myself right there. Because that's just what you obviously hope for from the Packers is Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre 101, obviously. And, yeah, this does look better in person. The black doesn't pop on the screen. At least on my screen it doesn't. You can kind of see it a little bit, but gorgeous card. And I think in really good shape, too, I believe. It's a 101, so it doesn't really matter, but yeah, that's pretty awesome. So, yeah, that's my prism. So, that's all I got. Hopefully, I might make another video before Christmas. We'll see. I don't know what if I got something coming in or not, but if I do, I'll make another vitro. So that's all I got. I'll go ahead and watch the second half of this Panthers-Redskins game. Looks like it may come down to the wire. So that's all I got. Bye-bye.